Going live. So I just went live for Facebook. Hi, Facebook and YouTube.
Okay. Well, yeah, I did just send you the thing, but I don't know if it took. So
Yes, it's taking a minute for my thing to catch up.
yeah, okay. Just in case. Yeah, there is some. Gee, national lag. It's a thing. Okay, and maybe because I forgot to hit the send request button, because it's getting that time of night for me. So I'm gonna
There you are.
hello. So yeah, this is going to be the night where I need to. This is time of night where I need to start getting my hourly caffeine in, and possibly chocolate. And unfortunately, we don't have any ice cream that is not made of sadness for me. So,
Oh no.
well, because I try to keep as strong as I can these days, and yeah, not always a winner. So, hi everyone.
There you go. I made it a little lighter on my Instagram there. It's kind of dark.
Yeah, okay. And I'm making sure that the sound is down so there's not too much echo. Let's get the echo all the way down. Okay. Apparently, it will not let me turn my phone off completely, but this will do.
It's okay. It'll work.
All right. So now that we are into hour 7 for me, and I think it is hour 3 for you.
Have we done 3 of these? Yes, this is number 3.
Yes. Woohoo, we can still count. All right. So what are we doing next? I know that you were burning Yule incense at the last hour.
Yes, I was burning Yule incense, and I'm going to have to pull up the songs for the next hour because I realize they're on my phone.
Okay.
And if I log in to get them, we'll lose them all.
Yes.
Well, we were talking about shout outs a minute ago. I want to do a shout out to the Koru. I can never pronounce the second word. Is it the Koru Kethboda?
I think it's the Coral Ketboda, but I honestly don't know. I'm not a Celt.
Yeah. Well, they are a fantastic Celtic group in the San Francisco Bay Area, and it's a group of really amazing people. So they posted today about how December 21st is when they celebrate the Dagda. So the Dagda is one of the Celtic gods, and I'm going to read what they've written here. So this is the Feast of the Dagda, December 21st, winter solstice. The date of this feast is based on an astronomical observance of the winter solstice, so its date can shift 1 to 2 days in any given year. We considered the solstice an appropriate date for the Dagda's feast based on his close association with Sid and Brogan, Newgrange Temple, where a prominent sacred alignment brings the rays of the winter solstice sunrise into the mound. For those who also honor Angus MacOg, the son of the Dagda, this would also be a suitable time for devotions. Observations to the Dagda should include acts of hospitality, holding a feast, sharing food with others, perhaps feeding the hungry or the homeless. Offerings of beer, fresh bread, butter, and cauldrons of stew are suitable. Music making, especially harp music, and the telling of stories. Some practitioners choose to hold vigil with fires lit through the night until the solstice sunrise. Pretty much from all of the solstices, I think we always do food. We make merry, pretty much, and I like that tradition. They also have prayer to the Dagda. So this is Dagda, good god of great appetites, lover of Boann and the Morrigan. From your cauldron none leave unsatisfied, whose club brings both life and death. Share with us your knowledge of hospitality and protection so that we may act rightly. Come, hear our prayers and receive our offerings. So that is my little spiel here. I don't really have a connection with the Dagda, but great respect. And the cauldron is actually one of the 4 treasures of Ireland as well.
Yes. So that's a beautiful thing. And back when I was exposed to some Celtic stuff, I think it's more of a connection with you and your ancestry, even though I have some of that ancestry.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that growing up, I felt more called to Poland and ancient Samaria.
Yeah. But I think that regardless of where we hold our connections, we both can agree about, just the traditions of hospitality.
Yes, absolutely. And that has been a very big deal to both of us, is operating under the laws of hospitality. And that is, with my current partner, that was not so much a thing with previous partners, but hospitality is a very big deal in this home. It is one of the shared values that makes this place work.
And I'm lucky to have worked for, obviously with Martuni's, there is a lot of, there are shared values there. One of the values just being, a sense of community, a sense of family there. And a big thing that we're doing at my current job now is people donating money to help feed a family. And in our location, it's directly affecting families in that community.
Yeah. So something that I've become involved in my Michigan community is partly because there is a pagan church here called Hearth and Grove, and they run a 501c3 certified food pantry called Pagans in Need. Now, it doesn't only serve pagans. It is for anyone in the community, and they do their own evaluation. So you do not have to prove you do not have to prove as much as you might or jump through quite as much red tape as you might with other communities. And so in the brewery where I have my own offices, there is the food pantries down the hall. And every week we've been getting more and more people coming in, taking advantage of the services and donations for that pantry. So for feeding in the community.
And in the Bay Area, and I think probably all over the country, the food banks and the food pantries are really, they are dealing with mass hunger going on. So many people are out of work and their resources are being stressed. They're stretched to the limit.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people that usually will volunteer for them fall in the 65 and older category, which means that they can't always use their usual volunteers because of the pandemic and the stay-at-home order. So if you have the time and you're able-bodied, you're able to go out there and assist at the food bank or even making donations for a family, it's a really worthwhile cause.
It does make a really big difference, and it really does help a lot of people in the community out, and people you would not normally expect to meet it.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen countless photos of just the lines stretching for miles. I think there was a story about, I don't remember all the details off the top of my head, but there was a dairy where he couldn't, the person that ran it, he couldn't sell all the milk. And because just production had fallen back so far. And I forget exactly what the issue was, but rather than throw it out, he just, he put a word out to his community that people that needed milk came and picked up some milk from there.
And these are things that people are doing now. And when you need the help, it is okay to take the help. And I think that there's a lot of people who feel a lot of shame around needing help right now, even though we really are all in this together. And this is what hospitality and resource sharing are for. It really is. And no, you're not alone. And I think that partly because our country's rugged individualism value, it leads to a sense of pride in isolation, even though ultimately it ends in situations like this, where if you don't have your community, you are scrambling for resources.
And in the city, it is hard to find community. We have a community of friends, but just when I was growing up, we had a ton of aunts and uncles and cousins and family members that would help you. And it takes a village to raise a child mentality.
Yeah.
But now, not so much. So many people are kind of transplanting to other places, and being able to find that community is sometimes really tough. So I'm glad that I have some really good communities through Martuni's and through my current place that I'm working at right now.
Yeah. And we also have our Emperor Norton community that supports.
Absolutely.
And so for those that aren't familiar, Nikki and I co-run the Emperor Norton Magical Folk Social, which I started when I first moved to San Francisco because there wasn't really everywhere that had meetups had some kind of implicit pressure to join a tradition, whether they saw that as pressure or not. That was the reality. So I established a place where you came and you could talk to people from any tradition and figure out for yourself what direction you wanted to go, but with the understanding that it was explicitly for magical-minded people who just wanted to hang out with other magical-minded people without having to affiliate with any one specific thing. And shortly after I did that, I found out about Wicked Ground, their Sex Magic Social, and the multiple magical groups that run through there. So it was kind of covering the east and west sides of the city between the two. And Wicked Grounds is still around, and they also do a lot for community support. They have a pay it forward program. So they do as part of their donation and Patreon campaign for themselves every year. A portion of it is a kind of fill a cup donation where you forward $5 or $10 every year, and that money goes into providing food and support for people that come into the shop that are part of that community that are unable to get their own food, or if they need a safe place for a moment, it's there for them.
I've posted in the comments for Facebook and YouTube. I posted the link for the Emperor Norton group. I'm also going to put that up there. And then we have a comment by Cinti.
Yes, and Cinti, full disclosure, is my partner. So you guys y'all will see more of them as we keep going. All right. So the pantry operated. Oh, do you want to read it?
No, you go ahead.
The pantry operated by Hearth and Grove is a branch of a larger food pantry organization. To my knowledge, there are at least 3 branches in Lower Michigan. There may be more than I am personally aware of. If you need help or would like to donate, check out the pantry here, and then it's thepaganisneed.org. And they did just spruce up the website, so it's beautiful right now. And all you need to do is fill out the little form for if you need help and how many people. And they help more than just households with kids or the elderly. If you are in a non-traditional household, you can still qualify for assistance.
Excellent. Yeah, we definitely have resources out there. Sometimes it's as simple as touching base with your Facebook community or your Twitter community, or just some sort of social media, and people want to help each other out.
They do. My partner and I had COVID last month, which I'm still kind of recovering from, if you can hear from my voice. And fortunately, I got over my embarrassment and posted on Facebook saying, hey, this is what my family's going through. And I got so many offers of help, and partners helped and friends helped. And it really made a huge difference in getting us through a really difficult time where we couldn't interact with people, both with the local community and with people in my San Francisco community and in my Minneapolis community. Like like there was something from everywhere that I have had significant time in. And believe me, I am so grateful for that. You have no idea. So
I think that's it for us this hour.
Yes. And so for the next hour, I think the next hour we can do our goofy shout outs. All right. So thank you for tuning in. Happy solstice. And I'm glad you're hanging in with us so far.
Here we go.